I'm going to turn on my lamp.
Hey, everybody. It's Becky Thames, the Amazon Queen here, and I am so stinking excited. Guys, you're in for a treat today. I have the amazing Amy Weiss with me from Amazing at Home, and she is going to talk to us about developing unique products for private label. So if you're watching right now and you have even this little inkling in your mind of maybe a private label product that you want to private label, put a comment below and let me know, because Amy is going to talk to us about this so much tonight, and I can't wait. So if you have any questions, put them below. So hi, Amy, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks so much for joining me today. I know we've been trying to schedule this for quite a while, and both of us are super busy women, but we were finally able to do it, so I'm super excited.
Yay, me too, definitely.
Awesome. So for my viewers, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes, so my name is Amy Weiss, and I am an Amazon seller, but I'm a business owner of a few different businesses. So I have my own private label pet brand. I'm an inventor. I invented a better way to clean a stinky cat litter box.
Right.
And I'm an entrepreneur and also a business coach. So I help many entrepreneurs bring new and unique products to the market, as well as launch their brands on Amazon. I am a listing nerd. I'm a data nerd. I love search engine optimization and e-commerce. So I love that. And what we're talking about today is my private label course, and it's a kind of a different course. There's a lot of private label courses out there, but what we do a little bit differently is we help entrepreneurs bring unique products to market. And that sometimes can be hard, because if you have this idea that you're thinking of, like, hey, I think I would like to do, I want to add a heating element to this water bottle. How do I do that? Well, it might be kind of hard to think about how would you source that, and how would you find a manufacturer, and how would you even begin to design something like that. And then, when you have a unique product like that, you should probably make sure that someone would actually want to buy it.
Right.
So we teach you how to do that and all of that. So that's kind of, it's something that I'm passionate about. And when I was going through my journey inventing a product, Becky, it was so hard, because I didn't really know. I had an idea, but I didn't know how to take this idea and bring it to the market. And I took some prototypes to the manufacturers, and I was just thinking, I built the ugliest prototype from stuff at Lowe's and Home Depot, And I just brought that to a manufacturer in my local area, and I was like, hey, can you make this? And they were like, no. You need molds and all these other things. And I was like, I need what? How do I? So then I started, calling, Invent Help and places like that. And what do you think they wanted to charge me to help me with my idea, Becky?
Ooh, I would probably say at least six figures. Okay.
Well, it wasn't six, it was five.
Five, okay.
It was five to get started. And the writing was on the wall. It was like, okay, we can help you start with the development of it for $30,000. And then, when we make the molds, it'll be another $30,000. And I was like, this can't be like this for everyone who wants to. No wonder why no one brings unique products to the market. This is impossible, So Becky, us women, when we get on a mission,
we're going to figure it out.
Yes. Get out of my way. I'm going to figure this out. So I was like, I'm going to figure this out. And I did. I just started cold calling manufacturers, telling my story, and hey, somebody has to be able to help me here. I need to understand, and I had sold on Amazon since 2007, I've been on Amazon.
Nice.
So I knew how to sell my product when I got it there, you know, but how do I get this idea out of my head and on the market? You know, so I went through it. I mean, and I started sharing my journey. And people were like, hey, that's kind of cool. You know, hey, maybe I would like to do that. And so here I am 2 years later, and I've partnered with the best people in retail that I can find, and just created this awesome course to teach people how to develop unique products and source them.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you mentioned that you partnered with someone, and I will have to say, I've been selling on Amazon since 2014, and I'm $1 million seller as well. But your partner is probably the most brightest man that I know of that knows so much about Amazon. I've been admiring him from afar, way before I even met you. And I mean, I love like everything he teaches. And there's something about, you know, he's been doing this longer than I've been alive. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much wisdom there. And so can you tell me a bit about, or tell my peeps a little bit about your partner? Because I'm so excited about him, and you as well.
Well, my partner is Selikoff, and Stephen is an inventor as well. And he is, you know, he's quite a bit older than me, but with age comes wisdom and experience. And Stephen got his start learning how to negotiate. He's a master negotiator. I mean, it's just incredible to learn from him. I feel so blessed to have him as a partner and as a mentor and as a friend. But he got his start negotiating for Microsoft. He worked for Microsoft, and, you know, so he traveled around the world negotiating deals. And when you're negotiating for a big company like that, like, you really learn a lot of really great things. And then, you know, he got the entrepreneurial bug and he started selling products. But what's unique about Stephen is he has solved the retail mystery. He doesn't sell just on Amazon. He's been on Amazon vendor since very early on, and he sells to all of retail. So some of the, the things that we say is that we want you to, you know, dip your toe into the pool that is Amazon. Amazon's 4% of all of retail. Just 4%. So there's I mean, it's a big 4. It's an awesome channel. Like, we're not saying don't go on Amazon. That's awesome. But there is so much untouched potential for your brand if you have the right product. And so that's what we say at the beginning of our course, that we're encouraging you to step out of the pool and into the ocean. And we're giving you the logistics and just everything you need to know to have the right product that can do that for you. So yeah, and what Stephen brings to the table is so much. You know, he brings so much wisdom and experience. And, you know, when he came to me about this, he would always, as you said, you admire him from afar, right? He's always talking in various groups and just saying really smart things. And you're like, man, you know that he's legit because there's so much knowledge behind that. And he does it with such class, right? So he would always, you know, put really awesome things in my group about China. And China seems so far for me, you know, it seems far, right? It seems like so far off and so foreign, yet many of us source products from there. And he would always post videos of coming back from visiting his factories and stuff like that, and Canton Fair. And I didn't know anything about Canton Fair. I was just like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Right. And so, you know, I reached out to him and I said, hey, you should take me to Canton Fair. And he said, okay. And I was like, wait, what?
Like, really, me?
Did you just say okay? Like, wait, what? You said okay? And he was like, yeah, you want to come to Canton? Let's go. And then he said it in a public post in my group. And all these people were like, wait, we want to go. Steven's going and Amy's going, we're going.
We're going, right?
So, we were like, okay. So I got on the phone with Steven and we were and we stayed on the phone for hours and we were both so passionate about this. And we were like, I wonder if we could just we can't just take people to Canton, Becky.
Right.
60,000 booths of suppliers. It's 217 football fields if you walk it. It's insane. So we were like, we can't just take people there. That's not going to prepare them. They have to know how to source, how to tell a manufacturer from a trading company, how to protect their idea, how to find the right product. We were so passionate about helping all of the pain points of private label, the product out there and a million other people launch the same thing. And, or you differentiate the wrong thing or, so we were so passionate about that. Both of us, we were like, okay, well, maybe we could create a course and then take people to Canton. So I was on an RV trip and I wrote 20 pages into a Word document and I sent it to Steven. And I was like, hey, I think this is kind of my idea on paper. Well, Steven added 90 pages to that.
Wow. That's amazing. That's awesome.
And he sent it back to me and we were like, okay, I really think we can do this. So then we put it out there and we had our first trip and we had our first course, 2-month-long course. And we had our first trip and our participants were just like, it's just incredible. There's nothing like it out there. So now we're getting ready. So that was our beta. And now we're getting ready to do our first real one. And we already have 20 people signed up and there are only 20 spots left because we keep it very small. So, and our course starts in August. So that's my story behind meeting Steven and him, coming with us on this journey.
That's awesome. So your course starts in 2 more weeks. Is that correct?
Yeah. August, the first week in August.
First week in August. Okay. So I think this is really cool. So what I like most about Steven, there's so many groups that are saying, oh, I'm going to take you to China. I'm going to take you to China. And people are going there. But like you said, they get there. They don't have a clue what's going on. But I have spent the last 24 years in the water and wastewater industry. And Steven said, hey guys, in my course, I'm going to even show you the different bathrooms that you have to use in China. Because can you tell me about the bathroom experience in China? Because I'm in water and wastewater and E. coli happens. And I was just like, that is so brilliant.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the bathrooms. We do definitely have a cultural course because it's overwhelming to think, oh my gosh, I'm going to go all the way across the ocean to this country that I've never been to. And, what's it going to be like? Is it safe? What can I eat? Is there going to be food there that I can eat? What are the bathrooms like? The good news is there are Western bathrums all over the place. Right. There are a lot of fun, hole in the ground bathrooms too. Yeah. But I was pleasantly surprised that even at the Canton Fair complex, there was they had little signs on the door that said regular toilet, and then they had the signs that have the little the ground toilet. So I never had a problem with the with not finding a Western toilet, but it was an interesting experience. So
well, I think it's really cool because some people may not even know that there was the Western toilet, and then the squatty potty gets you prepped for the hole in the ground toilet. So I just thought that was really, really cool. And those are the types of things, guys, that you would not know if you didn't have a cultural course inside of a private label course. So can you tell me a little bit about the Canton Fair experience and what you and Steven have put together for all of us?
Yeah. So our course starts in August and it is 40 hours of webinar training. And we start you off with just an understanding of what the Canton Fair is and the different phases, because there are 3 different phases to the Canton Fair. So you might want to go during phase 1, which is electronics and technology products. Phase 2, which is gifts and pets and housewares and kitchen and all of that kind of stuff. And then phase 3 is sporting goods and bags and medical devices and those kind of things. And textiles and clothing. So we kind of just teach you about that because we want you to start making your reservations for traveling to China. So we try to educate you on that. And then we take you through the ideation process. And this is where you learn how to come up with great product ideas, right? How to like turn your brain on, because people kind of get stuck. They're like, how do you think of these ideas? You know, how do you get a good product idea? I have such a hard time finding a product. Like, what should I sell? I don't know, you know?
Right.
So we teach you different ways of doing that. When you use Amazon product research software, you look backwards, you look at historical data, right? We teach you how to look into the future at trends and where things are headed and how you can meet those needs, right? So we teach you to turn on this idea process and come up with all these cool ideas. And then we teach you the next step is validation. So we have all these different tried and true ways that major brands have used. Stephen has compiled things from everyone, like major brands like Dropbox and all these, you know, because you want to make sure that people are actually going to buy your idea. You know, you don't want to spend all this time developing something and you know, bringing it to market and then people don't buy it. Like that's a lot of time and effort, right? And probably money too. So we teach you how to validate that people will actually want to buy your product. And then we go through manufacturing processes. So we talk about prototyping and manufacturing. And the thing is, we don't just teach people to invent products. We teach people how to bring a unique product to market. So it's not necessarily, you can put a trending message on a pillowcase. You can put cool things on existing products, or you can change an existing product and make it an enhancement product, or you can create something from scratch. It's okay. The whole point is you need to have something unique that isn't easily copyable. That's it, that people will want to buy, right? Okay. So that's what we teach you. Then we teach you manufacturing processes so that you can understand how to talk to a manufacturer, because it's not as easy as just going to China, right? How do you make sure where to talk to a manufacturer about putting a heating element in this water bottle, and how do I go about that, and what do I need to ask them, and you know, what should I expect them to tell me, and how do I have to buy a whole container? How does that work? How do I get it shipped? How do I design the packaging for this? Do I need a UPC? How does that work? How do I sell that in the rest of retail, right? So we break it down for you step by step. We have a course on packaging. We have a course on, we have experts. And Becky, these are not just people you'll see on YouTube. These are people you see in Forbes magazine. Like we have Dan Harris of the China Law Blog, the #1 expert on intellectual property protection in China. These are the kind of experts you're talking to in our course. It's just so cool. So you get to learn from these experts. And then we teach you how to calculate your numbers. How many people don't understand their numbers? They'll take a private label course and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to understand, like, what do I need to source that at? What does my cost need to be? What should I sell it for? What's my price? We teach you all of that. So we get you down where we give you homework too. I'm sorry, but we give you
homework. Good. That's good. Yeah.
And so we give you homework and we do a coaching session with you once a week so that we're following up on your homework. And then after you learn all of that, then we teach you how to negotiate.
Nice.
We teach you how to negotiate so that you can get the price that you need to get. We teach you how to source products at a minimum 7x multiplier. And that means if you buy a product, if you can source it for $10 before shipping, you should be able to sell it for $70.
That's right.
Okay. Yep. So, and that's the thing is, what's the other problem many private label sellers have on Amazon? Margins. They don't have the margin to advertise. They don't have the margin to make it to be profitable. And that is our #1 goal for you. We don't talk about sales revenues. We talk about profits and what we want you to put in your pocket. We want you to understand that. And then the last part of our course is understanding all of the channels you can sell in. So we teach you how to get into independent retailers all the way to big box retailers. Tim Bush, who has the podcast On the Shelf Now, he is a big box retail expert. He helps thousands of brands get into big box retail all around the world. And he is actually coming with us on our course, and he's a mentor in our group. So you would be sourcing also next to Tim Bush in China. So that's kind of exciting. We don't know if he'll join us in our next course, but he's joining us this time. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited about that. And then the last part. So then we go to China, right? We meet you in China. And this is the most fun part, Becky, because we do a kickoff party and a product reveal. So Stephen and I come up with a product alongside of our students, and we don't tell them about it until we get there. And then we reveal the product and the whole process that we went through to get to that. And it reminds them about the fire hose of information we've just given them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, that's right. That's how I validated that. Oh, okay. Yep. That's how I did that. And then we reveal the product that we'll be looking to source at Canton as well. Then the next day, before we go to Canton, we take them on a factory tour, because negotiation happens at the factory. Everything in China is different than it is in America. It's not like we meet for an hour and we get business done. It's a different culture. And so our aim is to teach you about that ahead of time. And then when we get to China, we take you on a factory tour so that you can experience what that's like, see products being made, see molds in operation, understand the questions that you should be asking your factory, understand what you should be looking for when you walk through a factory. What are the things that, you should be, when does negotiation start? How does this work? We want you to have that confidence before you even go to Canton, so that you have the confidence to ask some of these suppliers that you're vetting while you're at Canton to come and visit their factory.
Right. That's
and
awesome.
You're not going to be afraid. You're just going to be like, oh, wow, well, I know exactly what to expect from a factory visit. And, and they will be so excited about that, because you'll be speaking from a point of reference when you talk to them. And then the last part is we join you at Canton. So we go to Canton with you, and we walk through, you do one-on-one negotiation sessions with Stephen, where he'll walk into a booth and he will actually talk with the supplier with you and act like you're right part of his company, and you're working together, you're sourcing together, right? And so you get to learn firsthand so that you can put all these things into practice. And you get the last thing is Stephen wrote this book. It's called the Canton Fair Workbook, and you can buy it on Amazon. It's, it's just basically, here's my last one from Canton. You can see how many suppliers I met. But this book walks you through exactly the questions you should be asking when you're talking to suppliers. So that's the last thing that we also teach you is, what are the questions you should ask? What are the answers you should expect? And how do you do that when you're working with suppliers at Canton? So that's the last part of what we do. And then after Canton at night, we actually pay for your dinners and you meet with experts. So we have a Chinese attorney that comes to dinner, and you can ask him questions. And, maybe you're thinking, I found this really great supplier. When should I ask him about this? And we have shipping companies come to dinner. We have inspection companies. So you can ask them, hey, what should I expect from a factory audit? And, but it's super laid back. So you're going to have met these people during the course, but then you'll meet them in person in China so that you can just ask questions and enjoy dinner together. And then the last part, Becky, is that we have a mastermind for life. So that's all included in our course. When you come back from China, you're going to have a big list of suppliers and a whole bunch of products that you're going to be ready to source. And you're going to go, okay, what now? I learned all this stuff. What now? So we leave you in that same private Facebook group, and you are able to help each other and support each other on your journey as entrepreneurs. Right. So that's the last part, is that support for life. So, because we want to see you succeed. That's why we got into this in the first place. So,
right. That is so awesome. So awesome. I do have one question for you. So you mentioned there are 3 phases at the Canton Fair. Are you going to be there through all 3 of them, or just one of them, or both of them, or how does that work?
So we are there for all 3 phases. And we also take a trip to Hong Kong. It's only an hour away from Guangzhou. We take a trip to Hong Kong and go to Global Sources, where Stephen and I both are presenters. So we give that to our participants if they want to come. They can come on the bus ride to Hong Kong and, and go to Global Sources Summit as well. But the answer to that question is, and because that's kind of crazy, right? Like,
right.
That's 3 weeks. That's almost a month in China.
Right.
And so that's the thing, is that's why we start our course with teaching you about the various phases, so that you can decide which phase you want to go to, and if you want to go to multiple phases. So you can go to 1 phase. You can go to 2 phases. You can go to all 3. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. And we just try to educate you on that so that you can make an informed decision.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. So listen, guys, if you want, well, can you tell me like how much it costs and where can they go and all of this good stuff?
Yeah, so I believe that Becky is going to post a link that is going to take you to our page, so that you can come on the Canton Experience, or come check us out. And on our website, the Canton Experience, you are going to be able to see all of the information. So there's an FAQ page that tells you all about the phases and all about the Canton Fair. And then there's a course info page that talks to you about our course and all the info and everything. And then there's the main page, which just walks you through like what our goals are for you and what this whole thing is all about, kind of what we've been talking about here. And the costs are there. We are very transparent about our costs. Right now, we have a 15% off sale, so definitely take advantage of that. That ends at the end of, I believe it's only a few more days left on that one. So, and again, we do cap our participants at 40. So, because that's how many can fit on a bus, and we want to make sure that we keep it very small, because in China, we're taking you to these factories and everything. We're providing your transportation and stuff. So, so definitely, check that out. You'll find that we want you to shop around. There are other competitors that have trips to China. The average cost just to take a trip to China with a group ranges from $6,000 to $10,000, and that does not include your travel or your hotel, and that's just standard across the board. But the difference with ours is we're at the low end of that price point. Right now, we're just below $6,000 with our 15% off. And you are getting this whole course and lifetime mastermind included as well. So it's just, you can't even find an entrepreneur's course like this. Of this caliber for under 30 grand. You cannot.
I was going to say I would, if it were me, I would at least be 20 or 30,000 right off the bat.
Yeah. And I think that in the future, the price will definitely go up because of that. But in the beginning, we just really want to get people in this experience and get them, we want to see as many people succeed as possible. And we're trying to keep the price point lower at this point, just because we want to be reachable. That's what we got into this for, is to help people really just give this a go. So, I think eventually, our mentors, the folks that are working with us, our industry partners, they're just like, what are you, that's an insanely low price for what you're offering. Like, what are you doing? And so we were like, yep, we know, but this is just, so I think we'll be forced just to stay at the market level, in the future. But so that's an even better reason that if you've been always wanting to do something like this with your business, and whether you're a beginner, so that's the other thing, right? There's a lot of people that might be thinking, well, this is like major, right? Like, I don't know, but, oh, Becky, if I knew then what I know now, I am now backpedaling. I'm redesigning my invention for retail. Now that I know how to do retail packaging, now that I know all the channels, now that I know the wholesale structure and all of this information, had I taken this course from the get-go, had I done this from the start, I would have just set myself up for success. And that our course is designed to start you from the beginning, or to help existing brands bring more to the table, right? So, so definitely it is for everyone, for beginners all the way to those advanced brands that are like, you know what, I'm ready for that multi-million-dollar business.
Right.
I'm ready to sell in multiple channels. I'm ready to take it to the big time, right? And
Right.
I'm ready to save. I'm ready to learn how to negotiate and to get my prices lower with my suppliers and to streamline my supply chains and all of that. So that, you know, it's for everyone. And if you're one of those people who just wants to learn how to sell online, well, we were talking about this earlier, right? Well, then, you know, nothing wrong with trying a little retail arbitrage.
Right.
But if your dream is to have your own brand, then this is for you, my friend. And if I could tell you, if I could do it over again, oh my goodness. So, so yes, we would absolutely love to have you. And please just know that if you have any questions, we're not going to put you into a funnel. You're not going to click on our website. We're going to take you in a funnel and all, you know, and we don't have any of that. Our pricing is right up front, right there. And there's a Facebook Messenger right on the website. You can reach out to us anytime. And, you know, we take this very seriously, and we are really out there to help people and to help people achieve this. So, so don't be afraid to reach out to us and ask questions. And, you know, we want you to make an informed decision and the best decision for you and your business.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Amy, I can see that you're so passionate about helping people with their own brand, just like I am as well. You have to be passionate, right? Because if you're not passionate, the marketplace will find you out and you'll be nothing, right? So I can tell that you're so passionate, and I know that you have Steven on your side, and I don't know your other partners, but I know, like, I personally sell on Walmart, and if I would have had a course to show me how to get on Walmart without me doing all of the things that I was doing and selling in their store, oh my gosh, people ask me, will you teach me how to sell on Walmart? And I'm like, HE double hockey sticks. No, I will not. It is so crazy, right?
It's a lot. You went through a lot. Yeah, we met this brand that was featured on Oprah's Favorite Things. Steven and I were just sitting in some chairs at Canton Fair. We were so tired from walking. We're like, we're just going to sit in booth chairs, you know. We're sitting there, and these people come and sit next to us, and we start talking to them. And it was actually a brand that sells in Bed Bath & Beyond, and they were featured on Oprah's Favorite Things, and they sell in all the major retailers. And we were just telling them what we were there for, you know, and that we were there with 20 entrepreneurs, and we were having a great time. And, you know, all these brands, they're all individual brands, all starting their own businesses or continuing their own businesses. And they were just blown away. They were like, oh my gosh.
Where were you?
When we started, like, yeah. And now they are working with me to grow their e-commerce sales. But it's just so cool to know that, you know, we're filling in those gaps, because I know how you feel, Becky. When I was starting with my invention, that's the dreams that I had. And it just seemed like so many barriers to entry. Like, how do I get into retail? How do I do this? And now it's crazy. It's like they're all just lifted for me, and I know exactly what I have to do. And now I'm just implementing it. And it's just so cool to have this opportunity. It's so cool. So I can't wait to bring it to other people. I am just like, if you see any of my China pictures, I'm smiling from ear to ear every single day, because it's just it's such an honor. It's such an honor to be like a little part of so many businesses.
Yes, I totally agree. I've helped thousands of people online, and just that one little part to know, just the feeling that I get just to help, you know, thousands of people earn their first time online. And here you are going to take them to China so they can earn their money online. My hats are off to you and Steven. I just know that it's going to be amazing. So guys, if you want to experience the Canton Fair experience with Amy and Steven, you can go to beckythames.com/China, and it will take you right over to their website, and it's beautifully laid out. You can read everything about them. And I'm just so excited, so grateful that you hopped on here with me, that we were able to figure out a time to make this happen. So let me check and see if there's any questions. Kimmy says, hi, Amy and Becky. Hey, Kimmy, great to see you. We have a lot of likes and a couple of people are still watching, but thank you so much for everyone that's watching. Amy, thank you so much for your time. Once again, I put the link in the comments, but it's beckytims.com/China. So I hope that you all join Amy and Stephen over there.
Awesome, Becky.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.